The disappearance of Honor Walsh. On January 1, 2023, Honor Walsh was last seen in the early morning hours at her home in Cohasset, Massachusetts, around 4 a.m. Walsh reportedly left to take a rideshare vehicle to Logan Airport in Boston for a flight to Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C., according to a relative. Honor Walsh never boarded her scheduled flight that day and has never been heard from again. On January 4, 2023, her employer filed a missing persons report with the Cohasset Police Department when Honor failed to show up. At the time of her disappearance, Honor Walsh was living with her husband, Brian Walsh, and their 3 young sons in a house along 500 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in Cohasset, Massachusetts. During the week, Walsh worked as an executive and regional general manager at Tishman Speyer, a commercial real estate company in Washington, D.C., where she owns a townhouse and car. Authorities believe Honor Walsh was called out to work in Washington, D.C. to handle an emergency at one of the properties she manages. She had previously booked a flight to D.C. on January 3rd, but authorities believe the work emergency prompted her to leave earlier. Authorities confirmed with the airlines that Walsh did not board a plane on the morning of her disappearance, but have been unable to determine if she ever got in a rideshare vehicle to Logan Airport. On January 7, 2023, authorities conducted an extensive search for Honor in the woods near her home with the help of search and rescue teams, K-9 units, and state police air wing units, but found no signs of her. Authorities also searched her townhouse in Washington, D.C., but found no signs of Honor. Her vehicle was left at the property. There's been no activity on Honor's phone, credit cards, bank accounts, or social media since she disappeared on January 1st. On January 8th, Brian Walsh was arrested for misleading a police investigation. He's expected to be arraigned on January 9th in Quincy District Court, according to a news release. The Cohasset and Massachusetts State Police say they have developed probable cause, believing that Brian Walsh had misled police investigators when they took him into custody while investigating his wife's disappearance. At the arraignment on January 9th, the district attorney's office said Brian Walsh was caught on surveillance video on January 2nd, buying $450 worth of cleaning supplies, including buckets, tarps, mops, and tape, before Anna's employer reported her missing to the police. Investigators also found blood and a broken knife in the basement of their Cohasset house. Brian was on house arrest at the time, pending sentencing in federal court regarding fraud charges he pleaded guilty to in 2021. His bail has been set at $500,000. Police found no evidence, means or motive for foul play in Honor Walsh's disappearance. The investigation is currently ongoing and active. In a press conference, Quigley said Walsh is being treated as a missing person as authorities with K-9s search a wooded area near her home. It's not normal she's missing. We automatically feel she's in danger by the mere fact she's missing, Quigley said at a press conference. But he stressed that police have uncovered no sign of foul play. We are trying to locate Honor and get her home safely. We have nothing to support anything suspicious or criminal, Quigley said, adding the state police special emergency response team has joined the hunt. The mystery deepened later Friday, when a fire reportedly broke out at the family's former home on Jerusalem Road in Cohasset, where smoke was seen billowing from the structure. Walsh and her family moved out months ago, and police said it was too early to determine if the blaze was linked to her disappearance. During the investigation, police found that Walsh had left no digital footprint, turning off her phone on Jan. 1, according to Quigley. There is also no record of her using her credit cards after New Year's Day. It may be a case where she just needed a break. We just need a call from her or someone who has talked to her, he said. Earlier this week, Police had used dogs to search the family's property on Cushing Highway along with adjacent swaths of land. A new search near the parking lot of a nearby Stop and Shop store was launched Friday afternoon with state police and regional cops. Cops are also searching for the missing mom along Route 3A in the Cohasset area. Walsh regularly commutes to DC, where her family owns a townhouse. She's a regional general manager for Tishman Speyer, a high-end property management and real estate brokerage, according to her LinkedIn page. Tishman Speyer said the company is cooperating with the search. "We are actively assisting the local authorities in their ongoing search for our beloved colleague, Anna, and are praying for her safe return," a statement from the company said. Walsh speaks with an Eastern European accent, according to Cohasset and Massachusetts State Police. Her husband, Brian Walsh, was taken into custody Sunday and was charged with misleading a police investigation. Brian Walsh, 47, was arraigned Monday where he pleaded not guilty to misleading a police investigation. Prosecutors told the court that Walsh's statements about his activities in the days after his wife's disappearance didn't match what was uncovered by investigators. Prosecutors said those activities included a trip to a local home improvement store to purchase a tarp and cleaning supplies. Investigators also said they found a knife and blood in the basement area of the family's home. The judge ordered Walsh be held on $500, zero cash bail or a $5 million surety, as the investigation into his wife's disappearance continues. Anna Walsh was reported missing Wednesday by her husband and her employer, who is based in Washington, D.C., WCVB reported. Cohasset Police Chief William Quigley said the family owns a townhouse in the nation's capital, but noted that the Metropolitan Police Department in D.C. searched the home and found no sign of Walsh there. She does work in D.C., and it's not abnormal for her to work long hours and not contact the home, Quigley said. It's been reported that she was called to D.C. to handle some type of emergency at one of the properties that she manages. That's why she was attempting to go to D.C. on New Year's Day, Quigley said. She did have a flight booked for Jan. 3, but she never got on that flight. State police search an area off Route 3 in connection with the case. Quigley said Walsh's husband, friends, family and employer have been cooperative in the investigation. Life is challenging sometimes. She has small kids, the oldest being 6, and the youngest being 2, the holidays. Working out of state, sometimes life gets chaotic, and it may be a case where she needed a break, and if that's the case, we need a call from her or someone who has talked to her. The circumstances of Anna Walsh's disappearance remain unclear, and her case is currently classified as missing. Her case remains unsolved.